Tonight on NewsCenter, wind, rain, and a delayed crane couldn't keep Moorhead's bells from ringing. Officials listen to what students have to say about their dining options. And we get an exclusive look at the quarantine dorm conditions here on campus. All of this tonight and more on NewsCenter.
Good evening and welcome to NewsCenter. I'm Jaden Morgan.
And I'm Abby Stitt.
We want to remind our viewers that they can watch us live at 5 on twitch.tv/MSUTV77 and on campus cable on channel 85. Here is what's making headlines February 24th, 2022.
We start off tonight with a story from our investigative reporter, Jonathan Burton. A member of the Student Government Association was sent to quarantine in Normal Hall. NewsCenter met with them to discuss their experiences.
As the Moorhead campus continues to operate in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic, Normal Hall has become the new quarantine dorm for students.
I got directly exposed to somebody who tested positive for COVID a few days later, and at that point I had my first 2 doses of the vaccine, but it had been longer than 6 months since I got them, and I hadn't gotten the booster yet.
That was Chloe Marstiller in her sophomore year and the vice president of Student Government Association. Near the end of January, she had to move to quarantine.
I moved into Normal the next morning, which was a Wednesday morning. It was a Wednesday morning.
Photos taken inside of Normal Hall revealed the conditions that students have to go through while under quarantine.
We weren't allowed to leave the building at all, but we could go out in the hall.
The concern over Normal Hall's conditions harks back to Nunn Hall, which was the quarantine dorm last academic year.
I don't think that the conditions are anywhere near the stuff that I heard about Nunn last year.
Reporting for NewsCenter, I'm Jonathan Burton.
As of now, SGA is currently looking into the conditions at Normal Hall and are reporting to Moorhead State University administrators. We are bringing you the latest weather forecast. Hallie, how do you feel about the start of these spring showers coming early?
You know, campus sure has seen its fair share of showers. Last week we had many heavy winds and heavy water affecting campus and the region as a whole. Take a look at this photo submitted by one of our viewers. It's Butler Park last Thursday in the middle of the storm we had. You can see the drainage systems. We've even struggling to keep up with the amount of rain coming down. Here in the second photo, you can even see the water pooling up in areas where there are no drainages. It's quickly becoming a muddy mess for anyone looking to enjoy their time at the park. Please remember you can submit your own photos of the weather, nice, mild, or severe. Anytime you can email newscenter2022@yahoo.com. Your photos will be shown right here every week. Anybody looking to get out this week may find themselves in warmer but just as wet conditions as we've been seeing. I will have more on that during the weather forecast.
Thanks, Hallie.
No problem. As some upgrades are being made on campus thanks to SGA, facilities and the administration, NewsCenter has the story.
Yeah, the bell tower was constructed, I don't know the exact date, but probably 30 to 40 years ago, somewhere in there. When it was constructed, it was fitted up with electronic bells that now for several years have been kind of in disrepair and not working. Once the funding was garnered and got into an account, then it was turned over to my team. I'm the AVP for facilities. Scott Johnson is the manager of information systems and engineering technology in facilities management. So he played a big role, and Terry White is the director of maintenance and construction. So he played a big role in getting this done. We don't know exactly right now when we're going to program when the bells will ring. That's still kind of out there as to when they will ring, but that'll be neat when we get it. And probably in the next week to 2 weeks, we hope to have everything functioning.
Putting up the bells, it was very, very noisy. And, it started early in the morning, and it kind of took a lot of us by shock because of all the noise and it being early, and we were like, what is happening? But other than that, really not much has changed, I think, as far as being in fields.
While many students are pleased to hear the bell tower is back in operation, several students have voiced their concerns with the allocation of funds. Albion Mason is at Cartmel Hall to talk about students' grievances. Albion, what is the current state of Cartmel's elevators?
Thanks, Abby. WH Cartmel Hall currently only has one functioning elevator after 2 of them are broken down beyond reasonable repair. According to students living in Cartmel, the only working elevator gets stuck and will drop a few floors. In addition to this, the only elevator that goes down to the laundry room in the basement is one of the elevators currently out of service. This could potentially cause accessibility issues for people who can't use the stairs.
It's definitely very annoying. I'm on the 8th floor, so it's not horrible for me, but I would hate to be a person who is on one of the higher floors. Definitely very hard for them.
The university plans on entirely replacing the elevators this summer through a 2.5-month process so that the elevators will be up and fully operational for students this fall. Well, that's all the news out here at Cartmel Hall. I'm Albion Mason. Back to you, Abby and Jaden.
Thank you for the update, Albion. If you are affected by this or have any questions, reach out to Housing at 606-783-5062 or email them at housing@moorheadstate.edu.
Coming up, you could always get tasty treats, but now you get to hear sweet symphonies all at once at this popular restaurant. And thanks to WKYT's weather camera, looking outside you could see that the weather is wet and rainy, making the evening commute a slippery one. I'll have more at your weather forecast coming up.
Well, I had a lifelong dream and a goal to move to Las Vegas. So when I moved out, each hotel had their own house band. And I started a 3-month union residency to become a member of the community. And then about 2 weeks after that, I got a call out of the blue asking me if I wanted to go on the road with Buddy Rich. And I knew that at some point in time I would always want to come back and teach college somewhere. I just never thought in a million years that I would wind up where I began.
Career Services offers many different services to both students and employers. We're here to connect students with employers and graduate programs. We help students along in the process of polishing their resumes and getting ready for interviews.
A new weekly program is coming to ADUC's Prefontaine Pub. NewsCenter talks with the director of the event.
Prefontaine visitors will have something new to look forward to on Mondays.
The pub was originally designed to be like a place for students to hang out, to come have fun, study, do homework. And then, when COVID happened, it made it really, hard. We couldn't eat inside, we couldn't be near each other.
This fueled senior strategic communications major Melody Trumbo to create something for her fellow students.
So it's part of my internship project through Airmark. We wanted to find a way to bring life back into the pub and have another, a place for students to come hang out and be comfortable again. So I came up with the idea of Music Mondays, a place where students or community members could apply to have, a time slot where they can come perform their talent, whether it's singing, instrument playing, comedy, whatever they want.
So far, 2 performances have been held under the new Music Mondays program, with both receiving positive feedback from everyone who attended.
But we plan to have the program continue for at least through spring break, and if we keep getting positive student response that we have been getting, we'll continue it for the rest of the semester.
Information and signups can be found via a QR code found on flyers around campus and the TV screens within the pub. Reporting for NewsCenter, I'm Jonathan Burton.
Aramark is always trying to find new ways to make the dining experiences better for students. Representatives from Morehead State University's dining service had a Q&A session at this semester's first in-person meeting of the Student Government Association. NewsCenter was there.
Food trucks, vegan desserts, and religious dietary options were discussed at last week's SGA meeting during a dialogue with Aramark, the company that facilitates MSU's dining services. SGA President Emily Wiley says that meetings like these give students a chance to express their needs directly.
So student government is the advocacy body for all students on campus. What we do is we hear students and their concerns or suggestions. Dining services facilitates the ROC, all of our food services on campus here in ADUC, and through that we hear concerns, questions, comments, whether it be, I want to see new things in the ROC, or I want to, see the lines shorten up.
Nathan Hall and Amanda Adkins of Dining Services affirmed their commitment to meeting the expectations students have for nutrition, variety, and quality.
Some of the things that we were hearing from students is, we have this really great facility, how can we use it? So Nathan has been instrumental in having those relationships with the other departments to kind of make activities happen. So that's kind of, that came from the students looking for those kinds of things.
To see Dining Services' rotating menu and available food options, visit morehead.campusdish.com. For NewsCenter, I'm Lacey Wallace.
SGA meetings are held Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. and are open to all students. The Student Government Association held their first shadowing of an executive board meeting on February 16th and the 22nd. The meeting was open to students who are interested for running for SGA's executive board. The meeting ran as normal, where all executive members gave updates and plans to better the student body, while prospective candidates got an inside look of what the positions entail. The final shadowing opportunity will be held on March 1st in ADUC room 222 at 5:30. SGA encourages anyone who is interested to come and learn about what they do as members.
The Student Government Association is currently seeking nominations for the upcoming Student Choice Awards. The Student Choice Awards provide the opportunity to recognize students, staff, faculty, and organizations for their contributions to MSU. Some of the award categories include Staff of the Year, the Eagle Inclusion Award, and the MSU Spirit Award. Voting closes March 6th, so be sure to check your emails for the link to cast your votes. For any questions you may have, you can contact SGA's Vice President of Campus Involvement, Presley Boyer at pboyer@moreheadstate.edu.
Morehead State's Career Services is hosting its Spring Career and Internship Fair in person on March 2nd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the ADUC ballrooms. Community members, students, and alumni are all encouraged to attend. The fair will give attendees the opportunity to discuss with potential employers about full-time, part-time, co-op, and internship positions, as well with the graduate school options. Some of these companies and schools in attendance are App Harvest, Campbellsville Universities, Centus Kentucky State Police, Pikeville Medical Center, and Toyota. For more information, visit the Career Services website at www.moreheadstate.edu/career. NewsCenter will have more information next week.
Applications are currently open for peer leader positions for the fall 2022 semester FYS courses. If you are interested in assisting instructors and incoming students with in-class activities, one-on-one meetings, as well as other responsibilities, you can apply online through the links sent to your university emails. The deadline to submit your application is March 11th. For more information, you can contact Laura Pace at lpace@moreheadstate.edu.
Build-A-Bed is taking donations. It is a project in Kentucky whose goal is to ensure children kindergarten through 12th grade have a proper place to sleep at night. Each Kentucky child receives a twin-size bed and mattress, sheets, a blanket, a hygiene kit, books, and an alarm clock, and a stuffed animal. MSU Corps has a goal of 200 beds this year. Sponsorships will be taken until March 7th, and beds will be distributed on April 23rd. Sponsorships can be monetary or item donations. Questions about sponsoring a child can be referred to Joe Rowe at 606-783-2719 or j.rowe@moreheadstate.edu.
No matter where they go, no matter how high they soar.
They never forget where they learned to fly.
Once an eagle, always an eagle.
Once an eagle, always an eagle.
Once an eagle, always an eagle.
Here at Morehead State University, the nursing program is ranked 4th in the state and is named one of the best in the nation. Students have access to the latest in medical technology to provide hands-on practices. The Department of Nursing is creating nurses that want to change the world by saving others.
Good evening, everyone. I hope everybody's staying bundled up this evening. Temperatures are around 39 degrees. What happened to this warm weather we were having? Right now, the current conditions are just sprinkling of rain in the area. Humidity is about 88%, and winds not as bad as last week, about 4 miles per hour. Looking at the whole entire state as a whole, we have in Paducah 35 degrees, Bowling Green 43, Louisville 39, Lexington 38, Frankfort 41, London 42, and Morehead, where Morehead State University is, 39, Ashland 41. Looking at tonight's forecast, it's going to be rainy with a low around 28 degrees. So if you're going to be commuting tonight, be cautious, don't drive fast, be safe. Chances of rain are about 100%, and sunset will be at 6:22 p.m. Tomorrow's forecast, however, will be cloudy with a high near 45, so just a little bit higher than today's forecast, be much better weather for going around. Sunrise, 7:11 a.m. Looking at your 7-day forecast, as we can see, Thursday will be 44 degrees, mostly rainy, and Friday will be 46 degrees, mostly cloudy. Saturday, 43, partly sunny with a low around 27. Sunday, sunny with a high near 51 degrees, 25 degrees, so you all better be careful on Sunday, coming back to MSU if you commute. And on Monday, it will be mostly sunny skies with 50 degrees. Tuesday, 57, mostly sunny with a low around 34. And for your Wednesday, 54 degrees, mostly sunny skies with 29 degrees. We'll kick it off with Bo at the sports desk right after this.
Career Services offers many different services to both students and employers. We're here to connect students with employers and graduate programs. We help students along in the process of polishing their resumes and getting ready for interviews.
There, my name is Bo Smith, and I'm here with your sports update this week for NewsCenter. First off, we have MSU basketball, where last Wednesday they traveled and took on UT Martin and won a 68-60 after a late comeback run in the fourth. The Eagles trailed UT Martin throughout the whole game, going down as much as 9 in the first half. MSU were unusually struggling from three, so they focused the ball inside and scored 21 of their 37 field goals in the paint. With 9 minutes left in the game, UT Martin built an 8-point lead. But the Eagles defense went on a tear and only allowed 2 more field goals for UT Martin for the rest of the game. Speaking of defense, big man Janai Broom was 1 block shy of tying the OVC record single game with 12 blocks. The Eagles soon took on the lead with 3 minutes left and hit 9 free throws that sealed the deal against UT Martin. Next up, following the W, the Eagles traveled back to Johnson Arena to take on Southeast Missouri on senior night, losing 92-84. Janai Broom resumed his dominance on defense and made even more history. The big man secured 3 blocks to break the MSU single game record for blocks in the season. Going off that, the first half was good for MSU, maintaining a lead, but crumbled soon after the start of the second. Southeast Missouri erupted for 50% from the three-point line compared to MSU's 28%. The dominance from long range allowed the Red Hawks to secure a 12-point lead with about 6 minutes left in the game. The Eagles never recovered. These past 2 games make the overall season record 20-9, which makes the first time MSU has recorded back-to-back 21 seasons since 2010 and 2011. MSU will head off to play their final 2 games of the season tonight and on Saturday. Next up, we have your first MSU baseball recap here on NewsCenter, where MSU baseball kicked off their season this weekend when they traveled to Kennesaw State, where they went 1-3 after a 4-game series. On Friday the 18th, MSU baseball played their first game of the season and the series, where they lost 9-5. MSU had a 5-4 lead by the 5th inning, but KSU hit the ground running for 4 runs to take back the game from the Eagles. On Saturday was a doubleheader, with the first game taking place at noon and resulted in the Eagles losing 4-0. The downfall spiraled from MSU being limited to just 2 hits to KSU's 5. In Game 2, the Eagles fell once again, this time to 10-2, but some stars shined, but it was too late as the Owls already had a tight grip throughout the game with 12 hits. Both games only lasted till 7 innings. Sunday was the final game of the opening weekend series, to which MSU closed out successfully and took a dominant 17-5 win. The Eagles were consistent throughout the whole game, but scored a go-ahead 5 runs in the 9th inning to put the game to rest. MSU's baseball had a tough weekend, but their record sits at 1-3 as they take on Canisius in another 4-game series this weekend. That's all I have for you this week, but stay tuned because we'll be right back to the news right after this.
Well, I had a lifelong dream and a goal to move to Las Vegas. So when I moved out, each hotel had their own house band. And I started a 3-month union residency to become a member of the community. And then about 2 weeks after that, I got a call out of the blue asking me if I wanted to go on the road with Buddy Rich. And I knew that at some point in time I would always want to come back and teach college somewhere. I just never thought in a million years that I would wind up where I began.
The university's Department of Music, Theater, and Dance put on its own student-directed production of Almost Maine over the weekend. I was there to meet up with the director for more information.
Almost Maine is an anthology series about love and loss. It goes through like the stages of learning to love people, of losing love, of finding love that you didn't exactly expect, and it all takes place at the exact same time under the Aurora Borealis in a town called Almost Maine. Every scene features different characters, and they're all connected in some big way at the end. Like they all know each other.
Olive Maines is a senior theater major here at Morehead State.
I am primarily a stage manager here at Morehead. I do stage management, light design, sound design, costumes, and then I acted occasionally, but mostly stage management. This is my first time directing a main stage production. We have a directing class here, but I've never done like a full-length play by myself.
February 24th through 26th at 7:30 p.m. and February 27th at 2 p.m. will be the last chances to see Almost Maine.
Pretty sure Lucia happens in April, but that's our only other show of the season. So this show runs this weekend and next weekend, and then I think Lucia runs the 2nd and 3rd week of April.
For NewsCenter, this is Abby Stitt.
This past Thursday, Morehead State's Office of Military Initiatives held an event in the Aduc Ballroom to honor African culture and the history of Black people in the military. The event was coordinated by Dr. Silas Session, the Director of Military Initiatives here at MSU. Food, drinks, and prizes were provided to the veterans and students as they sat back and enjoyed the performances that included songs, dances, and prayers. Attendees also learned many things about African culture, like basic Nigerian languages and popular African dances. One of the guests was Colonial Damon K. Harris, who told his story to the audience and detailed the importance of minority service in our country. The Office of Military Initiatives has another event going on tonight. It is a drive-in movie screening of Just Mercy. It will be held at the Academic Athletic Center lot.
A candidate running for U.S. Senate held a rally in Moorhead last week. Representative Charles Booker planned to make Moorhead State's overflow parking lot a stop on his Kentucky New Deal drive-in rally tour. However, wind and rain forced the event indoors, where he spoke to a crowd of about 60 people at the Carl Perkins Center. The rally opened with a performance by the Appalachian blues band Short and Company, followed by speeches from Kentuckians regarding homelessness and disability rights. Booker's main talking points concerned access to health care and revealing poverty, issues he says are important to people across the Commonwealth. Booker and Moorhead State College Democrats President Ben Skeens spoke about the rally.
I'm just saying in this campaign, let's stop ignoring Kentuckians. We can win this race, of course we can. We can win at the state and local level, of course we can, if we stand together. And what you saw in this crowd, the diversity and the ages and backgrounds just speaks to the fact that Kentucky's ready, and I'm gonna earn the support.
I was really paying attention to the whole time I was there, the people that were in there. It was not only, I was standing with about 5 other college students, but it was a mix of that and Moorhead professors and, some older folks, and it was just this really diverse group of people. It was really nice that you wouldn't normally see gathered in Moorhead, I feel like, or you wouldn't expect to be gathered in Moorhead.
Moorhead State's Public Radio is hosting its first on-air fundraiser and membership drive since the spring of 2020, beginning on March 7th and ending the 10th. Their goal is to increase the number of members they have in order to meet public broadcasting guidelines. Increasing their fundraising totals and memberships will allow WMKY to receive more grants. These grants allow them to keep bringing local and regional news to the 20 counties they serve. To make a donation or become a member, call 606-783-2001 or visit www.wmky.org. NewsCenter will have more information next week. The Baptist Campus Ministry is hosting its first potluck of the semester tomorrow evening at 6. It is an international potluck where everyone on campus is encouraged to bring their favorite meal from another country and spend time with the members of the ministry. There will be an indoor game of wiffle ball in the chapel after the potluck. For more information on future events that the BCM is hosting, follow them on Instagram at MoorheadBCM. That's all the news we have from us here at NewsCenter. Good night, and thanks for watching.